Gotta get my stuff set up on the Twitters and the over on the Discord app. Sending that link out, and then I will get into the stream. I'm actually really excited. I haven't even gotten fully into the stuff that I wanted to talk about in the last chapter, like when we found out a little bit more about Celine. But I thought I would have more time. I thought it was going to be a transition chapter, like we were going to have something kind of like short and fun, like in between, like a chapter 2. I was wrong. I thought it was going to be the previous chapter, right after Celine killed Georg, and that didn't happen. And then I thought it'd be, well, maybe this chapter. No, we're in the throw of things. Things are right back into like serious ongoing plot, and I can't wait to see what exactly is going to happen with the Dragon Eaters, especially with this whole thing with the 6 Dragon and stuff. Was I able to catch the new chapter of My Hero? I actually haven't read the new one yet. I might read it at some point today. Because isn't it like isn't it kind of like a transition chapter where it's more of like softer stuff in between, like the more plot based chapters? Or am I thinking of a different? Oh wait, no, it was with what's her name, Star and Stripe. Maybe I did read that one. I think I did. That's with the new girl, right? The #1 American hero or something. She G.I. Joe. There's 100% a dead dude in that coffin. I hope it's Georg. I really was on the fence with like Georg coming back or not. I'm gonna do a video on it and just give my take. But after that one panel where it shows Diabolos, that's my panel. That is such a sick panel. I love that, where it's like you have the Diabolos flag in the back, Georg in the front, and it's just his face with his cloak. The dude looks like a nightmare fuel creature. Like, he looks so cool in that panel. Like, Mishima gave him 2, I guess, like, what's Ueda, but like Mishima writing, Ueda doing stuff. I mean, I know Mishima does some aspects of the art. I just know he doesn't do like the full step process all the time. It's mostly Ueda and his team. But man, dude, that panel looks so cool with him and all of Diabolos. Shiki down bad. Shiki's in trouble. If Shura can target like his eyes and stuff, like I don't know what Shiki's gonna do against that. 3 days for Stars and Stripes, and you see Heroes and Stars. We gotta find out. We're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait a couple chapters because Horikoshi has a horrible track record of introducing like cool looking females and then getting rid of them almost immediately, and that bothers me so much. Because I just off the top of it, I remember, was it like the lizard girl was like had the scale suit. I thought she had a cool design. And then, like, one of her quirk was kind of weird, but then after that, she lost a Bakugo, like, no diff, and then we just never saw her again. It was very upsetting. Has the new chapter been translated yet? I haven't seen it yet. I heard they're going to be doing the simul release, though, soon. I don't know if there's a date, but I remember there being, like, a whole announcement about that they're going to have their own thing. And I'm for it. I'm perfectly fine getting official chapters, because I support the official release, but also like I'm impatient, so I pretty much always read the fan chapters. Smoke on the Rax pack? Why would you smoke on the pack for me? I didn't do anything. Shura took the ruffian Shiki's eye. Why would they're in a fight. I mean, he's really trying to push Shiki into killing him, I guess. Genbu probably has Ryzen's body in his comment. His name isn't Genbu. His name is Kirin, isn't it? Is it Genbu? All the things I've seen says Kirin. Because his thing is he's the yellow one. Doesn't have anything to do with the color yellow. I don't know. I'll have to double check. Wait, what? New Game of Thrones series. Did they finally announce another one? What are you talking about? Orikoshi hates women in Chinese? I don't know about that one. I definitely think it's unfortunate that like the track record of the cool female characters in My Hero that I like end up getting shafted, and then he keeps around characters like freaking Ochako and Sue the frog chick. Why can't he keep around the sniper chick? She was gonna end up on a leash. I don't know about that one, my guy. Metroid Dread gonna be so cool. Oh, is there a new Metroid? I haven't seen a trailer for a new Metroid game in like 10 years. Oh, that 327 the transition one. I can't remember entirely what happened. Was oh no, this chapter didn't have stuff to do with Stain, and Stain was like talking to the guard or something, and then it ended up leading up to the reveal of the Stars and Stripes chick. 1 second. I'm going to... I gotta post up the stream. I was gonna stream on Saturday, but I was already doing the whole Black Clover Jeopardy with Faith and the fellas. So I decided not to, but I'm hoping after this I can keep my regular schedule. Other than, like, if I'm doing something the weekend, then I just push it to a different day. Because I like to do at least one stream a week. That's always a big kind of aim. I just like to have at least one a week to kind of, like, chit-chat, talk to people. Oh, I'm trying not to knock anything over. Deku versus Shigaraki arc. I mean, that's soon, isn't it? Coolman doesn't exist in my here. In Horikoshi's mind. I think that he just has an unfortunate, like, set of time. Like, these chicks kind of get screwed over. It just is what it is. Favorite OST, Attack on Titan or Fairy Tail? You know I'm going to pick the Fairy Tail. I don't know. Dude, the Fairy Tail themes. I think, like, the flutes are just one thing that I really love. It's one of the reasons I think I really like Naruto's soundtrack. I think the addition of flutes is just really cool. Whenever a musical set adds in an instrument that you wouldn't expect in, like, a set, and then it ends up working, just like, for instance, like a lot of, like, Queen stuff, how you had, like, Freddie Mercury playing the piano. I think it just adds, like, an extra flair to it. It gives it its own flavor of music, and it just kind of makes it cool. And obviously, like, the flutes and stuff aren't, like, it's not like this, the whole style of music for, like, Fairy Tail and, like, Naruto is, like, unique to them, because obviously it ties back to, so I know, like, Naruto, obviously, like, older Japanese flute style stuff, but it's, like, it's just different from what you'd expect to a degree, and it just kind of, it's just the extra flair added to, what is already pretty much made to hype up a scene or an event. I haven't watched any of the Marvel What Ifs. I'm not a big MCU guy. Metroid 2 drops. Wait, really? It drops? I haven't seen, like, anything about a new Metroid game. I thought it was going to be, like, a trailer just came out. Because I know they just did the Nintendo Direct. Also, new Game of Thrones series name is House of Dragons. Dragons will be all over the screens. I mean, I might check it out. It's really going to depend. Because, like, at the end of Game of Thrones, man, they really killed off my love for it. Like, I was one of those guys, like, I was super into Game of Thrones. I thought it was awesome. And then just, like, those last 2 seasons, they just fumbled so badly, and it made me so sad. Let me see. What did you name the cat that, my girlfriend named it Fate or something. It just hangs out upstairs and wanders around and pisses off my other cat. Oh, one of the best female characters my hero is Mirko and Midnight. I mean, yeah, root to them. On Goku and Smash, but hey, I mean, they said that they weren't going to add anime characters. They said they're only going to add, like, game original characters. Because part of the whole thing about Smash is it's a video game crossover. They can just do an anime one. As long as they just, you know, manage to do it with more want for a good game instead of just making a game like what Jump Force was. I mean, Jump Force wasn't a bad game, but you can tell, like, they could have absolutely made it way better. Like, Jump Force looks clean in some areas. Like, it could have been improved upon so well. And I'm hoping for, like, Jump Force 2, as long as they improve upon it. I would really hope, though, that they can transition into a fighting game where you can have more than one, like, magazine. Imagine how much collective money and PR and pretty much everything the whole manga anime industry could do if they at least agreed on having a game franchise that has multiple characters from their stuff. Like, not like, hey, we want to do, we're going to make all these crossover shows and movies. They said, hey, just a game, just a fighting game. It doesn't have anything to do with them. You can be freaking Luffy. You can have Meliodas, Natsu. You can have freaking Ash Ketchum, or you can have, I don't know, you can have the freaking Japanese guy in the clam water tells people never get up. You can have any of those guys. Yeah, the My Hero girls are not doing too well. What's your opinion on My Hero Next Gen's villain being like Ultron? A general question. I mean, if Horikoshi could do it, I'd definitely at least read it. I think it'd be cool if he had some form of, like, sick Terminator-like bad guy. Sword and Smash. I'm not gonna lie. So I haven't played Smash in a long time, and I watched the trailer. I already knew he came out. Like I already saw the thing. Like at first I didn't think people were serious, but I saw like obviously the clips and stuff. When I finally watched the trailer, I got a little emotional when I heard the music playing. Dude, I love Kingdom Hearts. That's like one of my favorite game franchises ever. I might replay through Kingdom Hearts in the next couple months. Like Kingdom Hearts is just one of those ones for me. It's like it's up there with like stuff like Half-Life and the Souls games. Those are like my trinity, probably my 3 core games: Half-Life, Souls, and Kingdom Hearts. Tokyo Revengers keeps killing my favorite characters. Oh, is it? Oh, hey, I haven't watched or read Tokyo Revengers. I don't know any of these characters. I don't spoil for me. I think that just some guy without a mustache represents the fairy tale fans as well. Wait, what? Who? What are you talking about? Mustache? I think of Death Metal Reverse Flash versus Goku. Like, I mean, I thought it was obvious it was going to be Reverse Flash. Like, Reverse Flash is absurdly broken. Like, it's ridiculous. But Dance of Dragons Book 5. I mean, you're talking about freaking Game of Thrones? Horikoshi pissed me off with his treatment of the good females. Listen, I mean, you send him a letter. It says, like, hey, man, I'd appreciate if you'd stop. Oh, Kenmano, I see your super chat just came up, man. And before you ask, I'm not even going to read it yet. So there's no payment that is forcing my hand. I want you to know, I finally have the free time to get caught up on those series you recommended. I finally have the ability to plan out my schedule that I want it to. I'm going to be catching up. Well, one, I'm going to catch up on the Revenge one, the first one, and then I'll check on the other one. And then I can finally get back to Hinoa too. I haven't read Hinoa in months. But the thing about monthlies that I'm perfectly fine with is that because of the pacing of my monthly, it just makes it so much more fun to read in bulk than weekly. You have to have way more weeklies to get it bulked up. Like I just recently, like just yesterday, I read pretty much everything from like the second half of the Buddha fight in Record of Ragnarok, and I thought that was great. Because like stuff like that, it makes me so frustrated when I get to a chapter and I'm caught up and I have to wait like a month. And then if it's not official translations, it takes even longer. And even if it is, I could easily forget about it. Then bam, another month goes by. But anyway, let me read your super chat. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, $50. Thank you very much. Hirax, hope this is all well. How would the fairy tale handle someone who would kill them if they boss him around? For example, remember when Nazi Storm Sabretooth demanded someone is like that, but I'm a kill. I mean, yeah, they'd kick him out. Because Laxus brings up, like, anybody who's a threat to the guild is a problem. They're fine with, like, letting people keep their secrets and stuff, but anything that brings a threat to the guild is an issue. So if somebody, like, actually tried to start murdering people, they get kicked out. It'd be like with Ivan. I mean, like, look what happened to Laxus. Laxus put a lot of people's lives in danger, and then they had to expel him. But yes, thank you very much for the $50 super chat, man. But before you ask, you don't have to throw more money at me because I know you're probably thinking about it. I am new to the series. I legitimately just started to get my free time back over the weekend. And I took yesterday off of any form of work-related anything. And then today is pretty much sort of that because I've got, like, the fairy tale stuff and I've got, like, you know, Eden Zero and 4 Nights. But, like, obviously, anybody knows me, I'm very much excited to read this chapter. So I want to get to that. And then tomorrow I'm going to be back on the grind trying to get some work done. And I'll probably read a couple chapters of that first Revenge story tonight. I think part of the problem is I accidentally closed out. I don't remember the button, but it's like where it closes out all of your phone windows. I can find it, but because I think you sent them to me. But I just realized that because I was like, oh yeah, I have the windows open, and then I'm like, wait a second, I forgot I did that. I had some window open in there for so long, and I completely forgot what it was. Yeah, let me get back to more of the comments. They're talking about like freaking Game of Thrones. I see Byaku the cute kitty. Oh, you're talking about Haku. I think his name's Haku. Obviously, like their official names are. We're gonna have to wait for that. Yeah, but I definitely love that too. The little Shota boy. Keep in mind that kid can probably beat Laxus. He should be capable of beating Laxus just fine, to be perfectly honest. If he's on par with Suzaku, Suzaku's strongest. Suzaku all out can defeat human form Selene, means that all three of them theoretically should be able to defeat human form Selene. Granted, that like there is the fact that Selene was a little bit like a little bit unstable with like the whole stuff about her son, but I don't think it really would have changed that much, considering she even brings up that his human form is stronger than she is. Well, sorry, he is stronger than her human form, rather. So that is perfectly a like that's just pretty much like set right there. So they should all be able to do that, regardless of which, though. I don't want the new girl to be a water dragon. I don't want that at all. Or water or ice. I really am hoping that's not the case, because all of the Dragon Eater's attributes have been weird. None of them have been traditional elements. And one, I don't want, one, just as a side thing, I don't want water or ice to be anywhere near Gray. Gray's had 5 or so ice battles. He just had an ice character battle. Doesn't need another one. Doesn't need another one right now. So if we could get something just really weird and cool, like a mirror dragon, I'm just trying to think what he could kind of do with that same kind of azure color. Do something like that. A mirror dragon, maybe something badass like that. I mean, Mishima just had Milani and Eden Zero. Maybe he can be like, I want to take a mirror power and actually put it on somebody strong and give that to her. Either way, these guys are all really cool looking. All the Disney stuff. I'm not a fan of Disney. Disney's really like gotten on my dislike a long time. The only thing right now out of like Disney that I kind of like get instantly excited for is stuff with Kingdom Hearts. Like outside of that, I don't really care about Marvel, the Marvel movies rather. Like some of their games and shows I enjoy. Some of the Disney animated movies, because animated movies Disney knows how to do. That's like their prime material. They make an animated movie that's probably good. They make something not animated, it's a different story. Google it. Oh yeah, it's talking about Game of Thrones right now. I don't know anything. Well, no. I know a little bit about Game of Thrones large scale lore, just because like stuff I've looked into or stuff like book readers have told me. Not a lot, but at least enough that I can kind of understand like aspects about what's going on, pretty much. Let me see. I think Archie's quite a problem with the female characters is pretty clear. He's putting more focus on Toga's development around those. Toga only gets to do anything every like what freaking 100 chapters, like 75 chapters. She gets to finally show up. You know how to make cheese stuffed potato bread? I do not. That sounds good though. Do you agree with the Quan Incredible and Fortnite's Apocalypse becoming really mid? Wait, when did he say that? Because I don't agree. I've actually enjoyed these last couple of chapters a lot. Like, the stuff over in Kant, I thought was pretty good. The only thing I wish was different was, like, the dragon is more hype, but, you know, it's whatever. But, like, everything with Arthur, I'm really excited about. I really want to get to meet, like, the other 4 Knights of the Apocalypse. I want to see what's going on with, like, the other older characters, like, you know, Meliodas, Bon, and everybody. And just see, like, the status of things right now. Like, get an idea of, like, the full-scale situation of, like, what's going on with Arthur and everything. I'm not saying this is a Toga fan. Oh, it's something you just noticed. I mean, yeah, a lot of the female characters, he's just not that nice to. I'll find Ring Rave Master. Oh, nice. Rave Master, it's weird that, like, people who go through Fairy Tail and Eden Zero, a lot of the time don't go much for Rave Master. I've never understood that. Because one, it's like, it's the same manga, so it's the same style. But also, like, it's good. Like, the same thing. I would recommend any of Mishima's 3 to people who, like, if you liked one, you'll probably like the other 2. I mean, mostly shonen, though, but at the same time, I don't know anybody wouldn't enjoy them. Good stuff. Oh, everyone's talking about Tokyo Revengers, not to kill babies. I don't know if Nazi's killing babies out here. Sora is more attuned to light, and that's less funny with darkness. Riku's the other one. Yeah, pretty much. Who can't win? What are you guys talking about? What kind of power up you expect of Finral and Black Clover? I don't really know what Finral's gonna do. Like, Finral's situation that is really weird because he can move anywhere within the room. But I'm kind of hoping he leaves. I'm kind of hoping he teleports Langris to Yuno and then grabs Yuno and they get the fuck out of there. Because, like, look at Yuno. Look how damaged Yuno is. Finral and Langris have no way of hurting Xenon. I don't really know what they could do in order to actually progress their situation in any positive way other than retreat. Because it's not like It's not like one retreating means that like the GG game over. It's just like they've got 2 triad members down. Dante's back up, but we don't really know if it's like reconnected or what's going on with Vonica. It's a big question mark for some of them, but just leave Xenon. Just leave him alone. You're good. Get him out of there. What would you want to just wait and throw little balls at him and try and teleport him away? It's kind of bleeding out, man. I wish Mishima could stop making. Wait, what are you talking about? Paul's, it's annoying. I like bomb Rebecca had on her neck, but someone disappeared despite Lyra telling her it would go boo. She ran away. I have to go back and look. I don't know how much of that's a plot hole. Wouldn't that? Hey, let me go back. Actually, I'll pull up the chapter right now. Where's the chapter at? It might be just an art issue. I don't know. I'm pulling up right now. Okay, I'll read some of the comments. So I'm looking right. Probably started Swords and Smash. Yeah, I might start playing Smashing because like not even just him. I was actually one of the people excited that Steve got added because I like Minecraft, and so like adding the Minecraft dude in there, I thought it was just neat. I thought it was really unexpected but fun at the same time. I was pretty hyped for that. Let's see. Still looking for this bomb panel. I remember she had it. I'm just remembering when it came off. Because that just means I didn't mention it or notice it at all when it happened. I do like Burning. I like Mirko. I like her design, but like she doesn't have enough. Well, actually, no. I haven't read the. I'm not caught up on Vigilantes. I know like shortly before I last had read it, there was a chapter, or shortly after there was a chapter that she was in. So maybe it's one of those things where she's like Midnight, where she has more character in the spinoff. By the way, I like Burning. I think her design's cool. Never, wait, I don't know. Never's ever that girl. Endless and the Mother of all Darkbring brings and change people's attribute. Do you say that rare groups of, wait, what? Could do it till it's say Natsu? I mean, like, change Natsu to a different element? Like, he's turned into dark or something? Well, that would only change his own, like, I guess, magic attribute to, like, what he's natural at. That wouldn't change his, that wouldn't change his Dragon Slaying magic. Because that obviously ties to Igneel. Hang on a second. I'm looking for the whole part with Rebecca. Oh yeah, she's like one of Endeavor's assistants. She's just she's just there. She's doing her job. She's trying to make money, go home. She doesn't have time for nonsense. I'm still looking. I'm trying to figure out where Rebecca's where's that Rebecca panel? Oh, it's the fish. It's Kate. I'm looking right now. So it's the fish on her neck. Where did it disappear? Let's find out. Scrolling through. It's 2 minutes behind due to my internet. That's not a big deal. I'm trying to see if it's still in the end of chapter 153. It's still in 153 where I'm at. It's still there. I'm looking because I feel like either it didn't get mentioned or it's just one of those things that happen off screen, unfortunately. No, she still got it. I don't know, maybe was it a bluff? I might have to go read back and look at chapters. It might be an issue. If so, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but, it is what it is. I shook the bomb from Becky and put it inside, as you know. I mean, I guess so. Like, she was okay with it. It's okay. Well, actually, no, because it's her red fate altered mind. I guess she did that, though, to herself? At that point? I mean, not really. I mean, it's going to happen to her either way. Sad stuff. But I can't wait to see like what these guys do. I'm happy that we at least got their names. I mentioned it before. I'm perfectly alright with
getting like waiting for some aspects of them. Like obviously I want to know what their dragon attributes are, what exactly they do when they fight. But as I've said before, I'm impatient. I'm not an unreasonable guy. I'm perfectly fine with waiting for that, given the fact that we have names and designs on these guys. So like that was my please. Like let me get this. And at the same time, a month ago, I was fully expecting like these 2 chapters to be more kind of fun, silly chapters. And instead I got like full actual content chapters, like normal in the plot stuff going on. So pretty happy about that, pretty psyched about that. And now I get to actually I get to spend probably the rest of the year reading way more like serious stuff going on right now. Whereas after it, we can get more into transition stuff, maybe like more fun stuff. Get to that at some point. Togo solo stain. I don't know about that. When shown to affect the red string stopping on Shura. I feel like Shura. I like if Shura's not around, he wouldn't really notice it. Because like what would really happen? He just suddenly starts hating on like what, he just randomly starts hating on her and then leaves or something? I just don't really know how that would work entirely. I don't know. That one to me is a little strange. Just because the whole setup for it would be kind of off. Anyway, we're a half hour in. I'd really appreciate if you'd thumbs up the video, friend the like button, subscribe button. Check out my other videos. And we're still going to keep going, but I gotta chill. So yeah, thumbs up the stream. We got a nice 16 people in there. Usually my streams are pretty kind of like more chillness. It's just mostly me just chatting. So for anybody who wants just to come by and hang out, talk about the chapters and stuff, don't want the content. And if you feel like donating any money at all, you don't have to be crazy like Kamano. You don't gotta throw however much money. Kamano can do what he wants, but I will say any amount is appreciated. They are not required, but you know they are very much a gift. So besides that, let me get some more of these things. Some people have said Toga, and there's some good reasons to it, considering Toga's cat-like reflexes, fly, strategy making, ability to manipulate quirks an opponent, and her quirk ability and ability to vanish. It's weird how Horikoshi has given way more spotlight to Toga than he has with Ochako. It would be like Mishima instead the opposite. Like he's like, oh well, I got this girl Lucy, but this girl Flare. Let's have Flare get her own arc. It's like, why? The Emperor dice are really cool, but I want to know now what Ziggy's, or not Ziggy, what Nero's Ether Gear is. Because his Ether Gear now has to be something completely different. Like, it's obviously not related to his dice. He's got to have some additional power on top of his already existent moveset. So that's going to be a big hype one for me. Like, for him, it's got to be something weird, whatever his Ether Gear is. Like, Mishima gave him that weird haze around his attack, around his hand. So I would assume that he's going to have some neat active ability for it, some form of weird thing. I was talking about in my video. I actually hope it's like a spatial power, like he's teleporting around, because I feel like with the ability to, like, your dice are telling you what to do in concept. You're doing stuff just based off of kind of like conveyed commands. It's just like it's teleporting, moving around wherever you want at any point. It would just kind of benefit that it's like super high. One second. Okay. I almost forgot to post my Eden Zero video on the Twitter. So we got that going on. We got some nice people in here. Got some more likes. Dark Stars are trash. 2 died pages. Well, to be fair, here's 2 things. To be fair, they died against somebody that is way stronger than them. I can never kind of like slander a character from the standpoint of like strength wise. if they lose against a character that logically they can't defeat, like somebody who's outright more powerful than them by a significant margin. So for them to lose to Jaguar, I don't really put it on them. One thing though I will say is like it definitely fits the whole plan, because the way that Ziggy was talking about it is that Brigadine, like his whole thing is that he was just a distraction. His existence was just to have it was just to have a distraction so Killer can go in and backstab somebody. He looks at it, using his machines as like tools. Next chapter title leaked. It's Wormholes narrowly cleared. So narrow clearly is Duran Bolt and Finral's love child. So it is, if it is spatial, good, because that's what I was hoping it was. I was hoping for a spatial ability. I want to have something that it's like he's not like kind of, well, no, if he's the one who has a wormhole, then I'm not going to get Shiki with wormholes. That'll actually make me a little sad. Or Shura. I'll take Shura with the wormhole. I would rather have Shiki have it, but I would also rather have Shura have it. Oh, well, actually, yeah, because I think wormholes are reduced by gravity, so it'd probably be Shiki or Shura instead. Well, I guess, or Ziggy. I'm gonna have to go look and see what the next chapter title is if they have it. I really want to get to this next Eden Zero chapter. Like, obviously, I want to get to like stuff like Fairy Tail and Black Clover 2. There's an extra thing though when it comes to. I had a sudden yawn. It's like an extra thing when it comes to like new abilities and forms when they're like teased at the end of a chapter. Those drive me insane. I've talked about it a little bit, but like that's one of the things that make me the most patient, most fast. I mean, despite your strange comment, Snaps, I do like the Shura Overdrive. He's like a big aquatic alien dude. Like it fits what he's pretty much set as. He's in charge of a water-based empire in space. I mean, yeah, like Ziggy is nothing like how the version that Shiki know. Like this is he's Terminator. He's pretty much like Skynet. Like I said before, he's like if you merge Darth Vader with Skynet. That's what this man is doing out here. Final Neo's not going to clap Morris. I'd be so mad at Tabata if he had Morris get bodied like it was nothing. Like he's such an interesting character already, and I'll be sad if we don't get to see him actually like live up to his higher end level of potential hype. So it looks like the father and Tayo are doing the same mission in first hand with the first head. How does the father know the problem with the first head of the family? Maybe he met her at some point, like the same way Tayo did. Azalvadi's most people my hero. I mean, yeah, he just shuts off their quirk and then he just beats the shit out of them. What's up, Kenzie? I really am hoping that, like, based off of like some of these panels, that Georg isn't actually dead. I won't be happy with Mishima if he keeps giving me really cool panels and information on Georg and then decides not to bring him back. And just like the coffin, maybe the coffin is for him on Kieran's back. Come on, Mishima, you can do it. I believe in you. I need it. But we'll have to wait and see to figure out if he's gonna actually help me out with that one. Okay. Wait, my problem? What are you talking about? Just you gonna tell Justice and Co. that Homura killed Kree to save his ass? Well, yeah, actually, he might. Because otherwise, where's he gonna go? Like, what's his plan if he doesn't do anything to help them? Oh, that's a weird one. That's actually a really strange kind of like setup with that. I wasn't thinking about Jesse that much because his character, I don't really know how much of it I really give much care towards. Like he hasn't done anything yet other than shoot somebody, but it's like whatever, man. Who is just some guy without a mustache? I don't know who that is. I don't know what you guys are talking about in the comments. Has there been a series where a prior side villain became the major villain in the next gen series? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Mary and Jesse's being siblings with a relationship to Elsie gives me Rutherford siblings. I mean, she could try. Mary better hurry up and get in there and help him before he's dead. Things aren't looking good for him soon. Saddest One Piece moment? Personally for me, I really like, I'd probably go Frankie's backstory. I really like Frankie's backstory. I love the whole setup with him, like, building all these ships and stuff, and ended up kind of screwing over his teacher. And everything that kind of, like, led to that afterwards. Around, like, having, like, was it the... I'm trying to remember, because it's been a long time since I've read the CP9 arc. I'm actually reread it through soon, because I like that arc. I thought that was good. That was, like, the last really solid across the board arc for all the Straw Hats, like where they all got good fights, they all got really good moments and like upgrades and spotlight, and obviously stuff with like Robin and like the Marines, Rob Lucci, and like still probably Luffy's best fight. I think the only fight I've seen that you really could argue against it is the fight with Katakuri. I guess that's true. Anakin. I don't know who just some guy with a mustache is. I have no idea what you guys are talking about with that one. Oh, Hide Behind Aizawa and Stain. Although Hide Behind Aizawa is he's just kind of like a cooler character that people seem to just like in general. And then Stain's just like some really crazy bad guy who looks super 90s with all his knives and stuff. He looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character, but I think that it's just I think it's the fact the way that they stand out amongst a lot of the other characters. I mean, they're both cool. I think in Forko she had one of the villain 3. And I got distracted. I was looking at the One Piece chapter spoilers, and I'm very curious how people are going to take this one. Can't wait to see how much Team Natsu changed because of the Ellen Tier shenanigans. Yes, like their upgraded magic. It's such a weird aspect for that's up in the air right now because they're not an Ellen Tier. The magic is not transcended around them. But it's like, well, would they have kept any aspects of what they learned and what they, experienced using? What exactly from that is going to carry over? And I personally think Mishima should just keep it. The only thing maybe is, like, don't have him as outright really crazy power, like Lucy summoning all of her spirits at once. I mean, I'm not against it as long as there's a plan of, like, what comes after that instead of just kind of, like, full capping them out. I mean, like, it's not the same thing for, like, Gray, where Gray can just have a higher end form. Please, Mishima, give me that upgraded form. Did he change his name to just some guy with a mustache? I know him as just some guy. I haven't watched any of his videos in a long time. If Natsu is the Sun Dragon and the Earth Dragon is the Law Dragon, then I don't think he's the Law Dragon, or he's the Sixth Dragon God now. Eleftheria. There's no way now. We need to beat Natsu to complete the quest. No, because at that point, because Natsu at that point wouldn't have been one of the Dragon Gods that Eleftheria ever actually had concerns about. And I'm guessing this is going to be like why it's sealed away, because they weren't able to kill any Dragon Gods prior, whereas like they only managed to seal one. The Earth Dragon God, though, I can't wait to... Well, assuming he's the Earth Dragon God, I feel like he should be. Opinions, Yamato? She's okay. I have, like, no real negative aspects of him, but, like, it's... Yamato, to me, she's just kind of but it's like, well, whatever. I like her design. I think both her base design and her hybrid form design are both pretty cool. I like her club. Her Kanaba's pretty sick. Since Saku's Sword Saint Dragon Star Magic, despite his Red Dragon title, Bitzer Kieran is... yeah, they're going to be all different. Like, it's not going to be... I still don't even really know entirely what the whole red is. I don't know if it's red like blood, or if it has something to do with, like, that weird energy that goes around in some of his Sword Slash attacks. But outside of that, it's like I don't know. I wonder if we're ever going to get a... flashback to all of Celine's kids so we can see exactly what they're like. And then if she's going to end up getting more of them, calling any of them back at some point. How do you scale Limit Break Wendy? I mean, there's no real way to scale her because there's nothing to really kind of like gauge her against. We just know she's stronger. There's no like there's no like stated number multiplier or like a comparison, like if she said, "Oh, now you're 1/10 the power of Celine," or not Celine, of Irene or something. There's nothing that can kind of really use to kind of gauge, like, "Oh yeah, she's right here." How do you avoid just some guy with a mustache? That's neat. Thing you don't. I don't get it. Did he change his name? Odin is over 3 meters. Soul Sword is 1.8. Yeah, these are the same swords. Huh. You got a point. Hang on a second. I never compared the sword lengths while he was using them. Hang on a second. One Piece. Odin. Do his swords look really small when they do look kind of small when he's using them. I feel like they're not as big though, cause like let me look at them here. This one's like as long as his arm, and then let me see, Zoro, Enma. You might be right on that. Oh, you're definitely right on that. I'm seeing one, oh, actually no, that's like post time skip. How big is Enma like while he's holding it? I feel like it should be like a lot longer. I don't know. Well, I get why people sometimes might have inconsistent height sizes, but like I was surprised that the weapons did, like, at least in that case. Rico Chiki became an android but just a robotic guy. I mentioned that in my review. I was actually thinking like, wow, actually a robot eye would be pretty sick. I don't think Celine's gonna exterminate all her kids. I'd be surprised if she did. I mean, if she did, a fucking cold-hearted mom, but we'll see about that one. Oh, Zigbar. I mean, Zigbar was cool. Let's see. It's One Piece saying sword change size. Yeah, I read that one. Yeah, like because I mentioned in my review that losing a limb in fiction is like a completely different game when you get up to like high tech, because you can do magic and stuff where you can like regenerate arms or heal arms and whatnot, but when you do it in that, it obviously sets up rules of like how and when you can do certain things with like regen and like certain types of powers like that, where it's like if you use like high tech, like technology to kind of like, maybe like build Shiki a new robotic eye, it's already something that like somewhat is existent, but you can kind of understand just like, oh yeah, high technology in the future.
And it's not something that is crazy. It's like, oh, well, you have to get you in a lab and they're gonna make you an eye or whatever. You know, all the different variables in that of technology and constructing one in perfect shape. Ellen Tier Lucy versus Alvarez Urza. I'd still give it to Urza. Like that Lucy's definitely a lot stronger, but she's like just starting to kind of like branch decently well into Spriggan level characters. Like she's still powerful, but like Urza, like not contending, kind of like keeping up with and being able to fight back against one of the strongest Spriggan with Irene is still above anything Lucy's currently shown. You remember Mustard Sleeping Gas Guy and My Hero? No, I don't. He could have been like Scarecrow's Fear Talks, but with Mustard. Powerful Mustard, Babushiki. My boy Guts dodged lightning twice. Yes, he did. Well, no. There is not a lot of crazy speed feats in Eden Zero yet. Like, the only thing they have is, like, with ships. They can go warp speed, but that's like a ship in, like, a special mode. And not, like, a character, like, combating it regularly. Like, I'm very beside myself when it comes to, like, Mishima doing, like, really crazy things with some of the characters in Eden Zero. Like, the difference between Eden Zero and then, like, you look at, like, Fairy Tail and Rave Master, the ships have such a level of flavor that they add to the series that I'll be sad if, like, the ends up, like, characters flying through space and, you know, blowing up planets, no problem, and it's just like, well, then at that point, it's just, like, taking some of the roll out of, like, the cool super weaponry and, like, ship artillery, because that's what I like. I really like that about Eden Zero. It just gives it its own... It gives it a little bit of its own vibe. And you can have all the crazy power level stuff with ships and, like, you know, and stuff like that, and weapons. And still, like, it would count towards a character. Like, if a dude's got a ship that does X, Y, and Z, then it's like, oh, yeah, then it's his ship. He can still utilize that unless, you know, people are going to try and... Unless people are going to try and say, like, well, you know, outside of external weapons, just give him his base set. At that point, you're just kind of trying at that point a little too hard. Guess that Gray has creation magic? Oh, for Black Clover? I thought it was to be some form of alchemy, like transmutation or something. Aryan Soul should have affected Wendy's body to help her grow. I don't know about that. Anyway, this is going to be a shorter stream. I have some stuff I want to do. I am planning it's going to be soon. It's probably going to be next week or this weekend. I'm going to do a Half-Life stream where I'm going to play through Half-Life, like, straight. I'm just going to play that damn game. It's going to be like... Oh, I'm going to play the first one, and that's going to probably be like 8 hours, and then I'll play the second one. These are going to be on different days. Then I'll play the second one. Well, I'll probably play Black Mesa instead, and just play that, and then I'll just maybe play like Opposing Force on my own. But yeah, I'm going to call it good on this one, and pretty much call it. It was just going to be a short one today. I didn't have a ton to talk about. There was no Black Clover, and the Eden Zero chapter is mostly a fight chapter, and then we had, like, the Fairy Tail one had a lot of, like, lore stuff, but I'm really waiting for the officials... Or not officials, for the fan translations, so I can start actually, like, giving context to stuff and formulating ideas on, like, some videos I want to do coming. I plan on more videos on the channel soon. I'm going to start getting some stuff in the works. So anyway,